Good afternoon, everyone. This is Gambell with simplertrading.com, and in tonight's free video, a couple of symbols for your consideration. The first three I'm going to cover are all equity picks, and if we find ourselves in a market that is resuming the bullish trend, these are going to be names that I'm focusing on for some bullish exposure. The first of which is Dominos, and if you look at the previous squeezes, which is a signal that I have always enjoyed focusing on, you can see that 2 out of 3 of them have fired long. This was the one that kind of sloppy, but ultimately I would say that that was, ended up being a short signal. But then this one was excellent to the upside. This one also worked well to the upside. And now you've got a similar signal that has started to form. So generally speaking, with a $280 product like this, I'm going to be lenient and give it down into, about 270 if it needs it, and kind of see how it trades down in there. But that's the zone that I'd like to be pursuing a position to the long side, thinking that, given enough time, we start working our way back up into 290 and then eventually 300. So that is one ticker that I'll be keeping an eye on. MKC is another, which overall I still like this pattern fair enough. The momentum of the squeeze still looks good. Now you would like to see it get up through these highs and show some momentum and really keep trucking. I've been in this one for a little while and it's doing okay, but kind of the same thing. Keep an eye on it next week. If it trades down into 153 and can hold support, then I think that offers some bullish opportunity into about 160 or 162, which isn't, a huge drastic trend or anything, but I think it's a move that's worth trying to catch, and that's one that I would have you look at. And then just another with kind of a similar situation is DMC Global. Boom is the ticker, and it's just the same thing. You've got this overall consolidation of prices that is shown by the squeeze, and if this signal can really get going, I think the stock should continue to do well. Yes, it is up here at lifetime highs, which is always something that you've got to consider, but any trade down into 67, 68, I would look at a bullish opportunity, and those are a few of the equity picks that I like. Now, it always is probably good advice to stay somewhat diversified, and if you're not looking to buy stocks, 2 other places that I think you could be buying, one of which is you've got a fresh signal here in the 30-year bond. So you could play this through TLT, or you could do it through the futures, whichever you prefer. But I just like the idea of this signal, which has just shifted momentum based off of today's close on Friday. That is showing you a weekly squeeze that is getting ready to fire to the long side. So I've been working ideas there, mostly through TLT. And using the June exposure or the June expiration, you could probably go out a little bit further and still catch some good trades. And then one last one to look at is the dollar index. And look at how just off of today's close, this weekly squeeze is just starting to get going. So this has really had a really pretty extended signal showing you that compression of price. And I always like acknowledging these major 618 retracements, noting that you could pause in this area, and we have, just been holding it as resistance and backing off of it from about October of last year. This week, we've got the signal that's firing, you're pushing up through it, and given enough time and kind of looking for the pattern to follow through into completion, you'd be looking at a target up here around 108. So that'll take some time to unfold, but you can play that one through UUP. You could also buy puts on FXE, and I think that those are some good, slightly different assets, slightly different time frames, but I think that those will make for some good trades as well. So I hope that's helpful. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you at the next free video.